Coming up this morning on Sunrise, the death toll continues to rise after the devastating floods that hit Kerr County in central Texas. And what you can do if you'd like to help.
I'm Tony Jaramillo, your neighborhood news reporter in Flower Bluff. A woman who lives on Caribbean is fighting a city drainage project she says will flood her land. The city says the project will help drainage on this road, but she's asking, what about us?
More than 35 years of commitment to his community. The late Falfurrias council member David Longoria left an impact here. I'm Stephanie Molina in Falfurrias, speaking with Mr. Longoria's family and colleagues about what he meant to this community.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Chris 6 Sunrise. Thank you so much for waking up with the Hoffmans. I'm Michelle Hoffman.
And I'm Brian Hoffman. Our hearts just go out to every family that is impacted by the devastating floods in Kerr County. And everyone at Chris 6 News really just puts their hearts out there for them. So we do want to talk a little bit about the weather here. We are not seeing as much rain, but we may see a couple of little showers later on today and maybe tomorrow, right?
Hey there, good morning, you guys. Yeah, we do have a chance to see a couple passing stray showers here in our forecast in the coastal bend today. Slightly better rain chances ahead for us tomorrow, but other than that, looking at a bit of a quiet weather activity for us this week, other than having a next round of Saharan dust expected to arrive by Wednesday. But right now, let's go ahead and take a look at our traffic flow maps here so you can see what you can expect heading out the door this morning. Ocean Drive down to SPID and Saratoga, all looking at clear driving conditions right now, all those shades of green. Moving now towards Flower Bluff, we can see things are moving pretty well over in that area too. Pretty much clear traffic flow heading on Waldron Road and on Flower Bluff Drive. Just a bit of a slower speed that you'll have to decrease down towards as you get a little bit closer towards the gate at NAS Corpus Christi. And then heading on to the JFK Causeway, looking at pretty clear driving conditions right now, heading to and from the island. But like Brian and Michelle just mentioned, we've sent all our hearts and prayers out over towards the folks over in Kerr County dealing with the aftermath from that severe and catastrophic flooding situation. They still do have a flood watch in effect for all across the San Antonio area there, including Kerr County. So we still have a couple passing showers over in that region. For us, again, here at home, looking at pretty much a dry start for us this morning, but we do have a chance to see a couple stray showers later on this afternoon and potentially head for us tomorrow. So I'll have the details on that coming up in your full forecast in just a bit.
Julia Quady, thank you so much for that. So we're going to get to your neighborhood news in just a little bit first, but first, of course, we do have to get to Kerr County.
Yeah, the death toll continues to rise after catastrophic floods struck central Texas last Friday. At last check, 82 people have died and dozens are still missing. Of that, 68 people have been found dead in Kerr County alone. 28 of them are children. Many of those children are believed to be young girls from Camp Mystic, and at least 41 people are still missing, including 10 girls and 1 counselor from Camp Mystic. The United States Coast Guard has come in with thermal and infrared technology trying to find signs of life. State and local operations also continue search and rescue efforts.
Well, Texans are helping Texans. Hundreds have come up to the hill country to find and help locate neighbors and friends. Search crews using every resource that they have to comb the river along the Guadalupe River. So they are on foot, in the air, on boats, and even on horseback.
Firefighters with the Corpus Christi Fire Department are in Kerrville assisting other firefighters from across the state. The incident management team personnel and the Corpus Christi Ambus were sent, as well as 11 CCFD personnel.
Mi Casa Home Health Agency and Hospice will be organizing a supply drive at their office for affected families. Donations can be dropped off today and tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. over at Mi Casa office. And the group will be heading out to assist families in need on Wednesday, July 9th. Mi Casa office is located at 701 North Texas Boulevard in Alice.
I'm Tony Jaramillo, your neighborhood news reporter in Flower Bluff, where a resident fears a new city drainage project will cause flooding worse than it already does. And I'll tell you what the city has to say about her claims. Mary Lou Roper has lived on Caribbean Drive for nearly 20 years. She says the city's draining project on Caribbean includes raising the road and installing large culverts. She fears that will open the floodgates. Roper says this all started when the city drained water from neighboring developments to 3 connected lakes, with her lake being the endpoint. In a statement, the city says their engineers determined the project will not cause additional flooding. Roper isn't convinced. Roper says she's offered to work with the city on drainage solutions to no avail. Mary Lou Roper says with hurricane season underway, she'll be monitoring this project when it's completed. In Flower Bluff, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tony Jaramillo, Chris 6 News.
David Longoria was born and raised in Falfurrias. He comes from humble beginnings and worked multiple jobs at a time to support his family. Mr. Longoria worked as a police officer, business operator, and much more. His son, J.D. Longoria, tells me his father decided to dedicate his life to public service after his retirement. Aaron Trevino worked alongside Mr. Longoria in the city council. He says they were able to get the first canine for the police department and held fundraising events for the community. Mr. Longoria passed away on June 24 of 2025. His son says he was a man of deep faith, with love for his family and the community.
Hey, good morning. Happy Monday. So heading out the door, you're going to be in for a quiet but muggy start here across the coastal bend. Going to see that heat really begin to pick up as we head towards the afternoon. And we'll be looking at a bit of a warming trend for us throughout the work week with temperatures that will gradually increase, getting towards a little bit above average as we head towards the latter half of our work week. But right now, taking a look at our view from our sky cam here, we can see a lot of that mostly cloudy conditions that all of us will be waking up to this morning that will eventually clear out and allow for some sunshine as we head towards the midday and certainly by this afternoon. Taking a look at our other conditions here across the coastal bend, Corpus Christi waking up to a temperature of 77 degrees, 78 over in Beeville, 83 degrees your temperature over in Port Aransas, and here in Rockport sitting at 82 degrees right now with more bit of a muggier start for your morning heading out the door right now. All of us have our winds only reaching towards 10 miles an hour, topping out at that for the very most with those faster wind speeds. So right now things are fairly light in terms of those winds coming in out from the southeast. We'll look at our hour by hour forecast where again we'll be having a bit of a mostly cloudy start that will begin to break apart, allowing for then partly sunny and then mostly sunny conditions as we head towards this afternoon. Temperatures starting to increase, getting towards those 90s by this afternoon. Again, faster wind speeds approaching 15 miles an hour by the afternoon hours as well. Overall for today's forecast, looking at again mostly sunny skies after we get through the cloudy start of our morning. We'll also see those temperatures reach towards 93 degrees here in Corpus Christi with the potential to see a couple light showers passing through the area as we look ahead towards the afternoon. Really the pocket spot that the timing of when this could occur for us again is potentially going to be around midday, maybe after lunchtime, heading over the course of our afternoon to see a couple stray showers pass on through parts of the coastal bend later on today. But then after that, by this evening, rain chances will quickly diminish and things will dry on out for us here in the area. Now, heat risk is going to still be part of the conversation for us here in the coastal bend. We're still looking at those pretty hot temperatures and feel like temperatures reaching towards around 105, at least here in Corpus Christi this afternoon. So anywhere between that minor to moderate risk for heat danger in the forecast today. That's also going to extend for us tomorrow. But like I said, too, we'll still be looking at a trend of slightly above average temperatures that are going to come into the mix as we look ahead over the next 6 to 10 days. So nothing too drastic, but just slightly a departure from normal temperatures. There'll be maybe 2 to 3 degrees above that as we head towards the next few days. Now, we also have our next round of Saharan dust that's going to make its way into the coastal bend as we approach the midweek, too. We can see this very thick plume that's going to make its way into the area that's going to give us a huge bump down and towards of our air quality beginning on Wednesday and then extending throughout the rest of our work week. Plus, along with that, we'll start to see a little less cloud cover as drier air gives us more sunshine and warmer temperatures.
Thanks, Julia. Coming up after the break, Scripps News Group Joe St. George will join us. He has more on the devastating news out of Kerr County and if this could be prevented in the future. Welcome back, folks. 6:11 is your time. Getting a live look from our studio Skycam, looking at downtown Corpus Christi. Looking pretty great right now, but we're going to be checking in with master meteorologist Julia Equati in just a little bit to find out what our forecast looks like for the rest of the week. But first, we head to Central Texas. So the tragedy that happened in Central Texas is just heartbreaking. At last check, 68 people have been found dead in Kerr County alone. A majority of those were girls from Camp Mystic.
Now to talk about this, we have Scripps News Group Joe St. George joining us live now this morning. And Joe, this is a heartbreaking situation and there are many pointing fingers at who is to blame. Do you think that this travesty will cause changes when it comes to FEMA and the cuts made at NOAA?
This is a gut-wrenching story, right? Every part of it, from the lives lost, the children, the images that we're showing on screen. It's a difficult story for journalists to report on, and the reality is that there's really two ways this will go from here. One is this will be chalked up as a once in a 100-year event, or two, we'll see real laws and procedures and rules change as a direct result of this horrific tragedy. What we expect during natural disasters like this, it has happened already. The president declaring an emergency declaration zone, FEMA in the area, they're sheltering north of 100 people this morning. But what about everything else associated with this? And this is a local, state, and national question. I was looking yesterday at the Kerr County, Texas County minutes from several years back, which highlighted a discussion that county leaders had about a flood alert system. They knew the risk that they were under with that river. History of flooding in the area. Now, not much happened after those discussions. In many cases, for rural communities in Texas and around the country, having the money to do anything like that is always a question. As the Texas Tribune reported this weekend, state lawmakers in Austin rejected legislation that would have improved or altered flood warning systems across Texas. So there is an Austin component of this. And then there is a national component of this. As Punchbowl News reported this morning, Senator Chuck Schumer, who leads Democrats in the Senate, has written a letter to the Secretary of Commerce asking for an investigation to see if any National Weather Service cuts played any role here. Now, meteorologists in Texas have indicated that the National Weather Service, yes, they've endured cuts, but they also put in place those watches, put in place those warnings hours ahead of the river reaching its critical stage. So the union representing the National Weather Service, they're praising the job that they have done. But it's always that last mile, that last step. I mean, we've all been there, right? Our cell phones buzz with an emergency alert for a tornado or something like that. Well, what happens when you are going to a camp where phones aren't allowed, phones are restricted, maybe you don't have phone service, right? These are questions that are going to be asked going forward. And then there's the FEMA component. President Trump has talked about phasing out FEMA after this hurricane season. This is a pivotal moment, I think, for FEMA in their future. Like I said, they're on the ground providing assistance in what could be the final months that they're in existence as an agency. They're, in many cases, people's first line of help. Could Texas pick up that slack? Some will say yes, some will say the Federal Emergency Management Agency plays a role. So there are a lot of questions. There's some light finger pointing going on this Monday morning, but really it's still just a morning to grieve the horrific story from close to where you guys are. And I know many of our family at the station has connections to Central Texas. It's just awful. The country is feeling and praying for Texas this morning.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for your insight this morning.
Yeah, we always appreciate you, sir. We look forward to talking again soon.
Hey there, good morning, happy Monday. And just to echo those same sentiments, we send all our thoughts and prayers to folks over in Kerr County dealing with those devastating aftermath and conclusions from the flood event that happened last week. For us here at home, things are going to be pretty calm in terms of our forecast. Have a couple passing showers potentially coming in later on this afternoon, stray in nature, and maybe better rain chances ahead for us tomorrow on your Tuesday. So I'll go ahead and get into all those details in just a bit. Right now, taking a look at our CCC Skycam over Snoopy's Pier. Got a small hint of that sunrise beginning over in the horizon. Looking at a bit of a mix of those, a lot of thick cloud cover right now, but we'll start to see a little bit less of that cloud cover by the time we head towards the midday, and certainly by this afternoon with more mostly sunny conditions at that point. Taking a look at our temperatures here, things are going to be warm and muggy across the area, especially along the coast, already sitting towards those lower 80s. Feel like temperatures approaching those mid to upper 80s or even towards the lower 90s over in Port Aransas. Here in Corpus Christi, sitting at 77 degrees, feeling like 78. Robstown also matching that air and feel like temperature right now this morning. All of us around that same ballpark of those temperatures reaching towards those upper 70s to lower 80s across the area. Looking at our current wind speeds, things are pretty calm for the most part. I'm only seeing those winds mostly topping out nearby 10 miles an hour here in Port Aransas. Across most of the area, though, looking at lighter wind speeds nearby 5, maybe 6 or 7 miles an hour right now to start us off on this Monday morning. Looking at our hour-by-hour forecast, again, having a bit of a mostly cloudy start for us to start off our Monday, then starting to see a little bit more sunshine come into the mix as we start to approach towards the midday and certainly by this afternoon. Also see an increase in those temperatures, eventually reaching towards those lower 90s by the afternoon hours as well. All in all, looking at our high temperature reaching towards 93 degrees. Again, mostly sunny skies after we get through our cloudy start this morning. Also have that chance to see a couple passing light showers as we head towards this afternoon, especially with the help of the sea breeze. But along with those temperatures reaching towards around 93 degrees, we'll have those feel like temperatures ranging back up towards those triple digits by the time we head towards this afternoon. So heat risk is still going to be a main conversation for us, anywhere between that minor to moderate risk here in the forecast. But again, with the timing of those showers, potentially during the afternoon with the help of the sea breeze that could kick up again over the course of our afternoon. But after that, things will definitely start to dry on out. We'll also have our next round of Saharan dust is going to make its way into the area by the midweek.
Welcome back, folks. It is that time. Once again, I'm tracking those gas prices across the country, plus right here in the coastal bend, because they seem to be fluctuating all around the place. Let's talk about the national average starting off, though. $3.09 according to Gas Buddy. That's actually down by 3 cents since Friday. As for Lone Star State, $2.65 rather is the average, which is also down by 3 cents since Friday. We can always do better here in the coastal bend, though, right, folks? So second and third place are actually going to be tied up at most of the stations that I've found on Gas Buddy, at least. $2.46. Winner chicken dinner goes to the Sunoco on Rodfield and Hawley. I want to check that place out, $2.45. As for our Portland friends, most of the stations that are reporting in are $2.45, but there's one or two with some higher prices to watch out for. And if you're out there on the island, looks like the price for the cheapest is tied at most of the stations, sitting at $2.57, although one or two may be charging about 10 cents more, so might want to breeze past those ones. As always, if you can find cheaper prices than any of that I have mentioned, might be worthwhile stopping and filling up while you can.
Hey there, good morning. Now taking a live look outside of our Skycam, our First Community Bank Skycam atop the USS Lexington. We can see things are moving pretty well heading on the New and Old Harbor Bridge there. Some pretty clear traffic flow, a little bit more heavier traffic flow heading on the Old Harbor Bridge right now at the moment. But again, things are looking clear for an easy drive heading out the door right now if you're heading on the Old Harbor Bridge there at the moment. Let's go and take a look at those traffic flow maps, see what you can expect from other roadways for your morning commute. Heading from the Ocean Drive, you can see things are looking to be pretty clear right now. Same thing on SPID and on Saratoga. Moving on over to Flower Bluff, got a little bit more heavier traffic flow happening throughout portions of Waldron Road. All clear on Flower Bluff Drive though, and have a bit of improvement over the last few minutes heading and approaching towards the gate at NAS Corpus Christi. Going to have a bit of a median speed instead of a slower speed right now at this moment. Then heading on to the JFK Causeway, going to and from the island. Again, looking at pretty easy driving conditions to get you started for your Monday morning. That's it for Chatport. The details of your forecast coming up.
I'm John Matarese. The online deals are on this week at the nation's biggest retailers. We'll show you how to get some great savings in your cart.
Now, weather on the 6s.
Hey there, good morning, happy Monday, and welcome on back. Right now, taking a look at our view from our CCC Skycam over Snoopy's Pier. Can make out some hints of that sunrise right now happening over beyond the horizon of the JFK Causeway. Can also see a bit of that cloudy start that we're having across the coastal bend this morning that will eventually begin to dissipate, certainly as we head towards the midday. And by this afternoon, then looking at mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions here in the coastal bend. We'll also see warmer temperatures coming up as well, getting towards those lower 90s, starting out this week with near average temperatures that will eventually extend towards above average temperatures in the area. But let's go ahead and get into what else you can expect in the forecast this week. We do have slight rain chances here to start off our work week today and tomorrow. Slight rain chances of seeing some stray showers that could populate in the area during the afternoon with the help of the sea breeze. Also, that can kick off again for us tomorrow on our Tuesday. And then we also have a trend of slightly above average temperatures that are going to come into the mix by the end of this week. But that's also going to help that out is going to be that next plume of Saharan dust that's going to make its way to the coastal bend also by the midweek. So drier air allows for more variation of drier conditions. So that's why we can see our temperatures increase a little bit faster. So that's going to give us a slightly above average temperatures in the mix as we head towards the latter half of this week. And also we'll see a big dip in our air quality ahead with the arrival of that next round of Saharan dust by Wednesday as well. Look at our planner for today. We'll see those temperatures increase towards those lower to upper 80s by midday. We'll see a little bit less of that cloud cover coming in as we head towards the midday as well. More sunshine that's going to last throughout the afternoon, along with faster wind speeds clocking around 15 miles an hour. Wind gusts may be going upwards around 20 to 22 miles an hour during the afternoon as well. And again, we'll see those temperatures increasing towards around the lower 90s. Maybe going to see afternoon high temperature of 93 degrees here in Corpus Christi. Now for those rain chances, again, stray at best, nothing significant to really expect from these rain chances if they actually end up materializing here in the forecast today. The time frame where we could see them with the help of that afternoon sea breeze, again, will be around lunchtime and over the course of our afternoon before those rain chances begin to become slim to none as we head towards the evening hours. And then again, better rain chances potentially ahead for the afternoon tomorrow on our Tuesday. Now, what's contributing towards this is that we still have some moisture out there. We have a couple small wrinkles in the upper levels of the atmosphere with another trough that's going to make its way in the coastal bend. So that is going to give us a bit of a small uptick of better rain chances ahead for us tomorrow on Tuesday. But again, that moisture is going to be very short-lived in the area as we'll have our next round of Saharan dust that's going to come into the area as we look ahead towards your Wednesday. As see that thick plume that's going to come in through the Brownsville area, then eventually reaching us here in the coastal bend by the afternoon, early evening hours on your Wednesday. And that thick plume is going to just circulate and last in the area all throughout the rest of our work week. So that's why we'll see a big drop in our air quality ahead. So folks who have that sensitivity will have to be on guard again with that next plume of Saharan dust that's going to arrive in the area. But again, we'll also see a trend of slightly above average temperatures coming into the coastal bend that's going to kind of begin along the same time frame with that arrival of that Saharan dust, just because, again, drier air, we'll see a little bit more fluctuation in our temperatures jumping and increasing very quickly during the afternoon hours. So we'll be looking at those temperatures reaching towards those mid to upper 90s towards the end of that week. And we'll also see a little less cloud cover in the mix too, because again, less moisture, that's going to mean less cloud cover in the forecast. So by the end of this week, we'll be looking at warmer temperatures, more sunshine, and thick haze coming into the area.
Scammers on the loose. I'm Alexis Scott with warning signs credit unions say you need to watch out for.
Now, say hello to your neighbors. This is your Chris 6 News Sunrise Shoutouts.
Hello, KRS 6 Sunrise team. I'm Coach Bach from Del Mar College, and I want to wish all my neighbors across the coastal bend out there a great morning and a great day.
Hey, we hope you have a great day too, and we also want to say good morning to all of our neighbors at Del Mar College. Folks, if you want to send us your own shout out video, all you have to do is scan the QR code right there on your screen or go to our website, christv.com.
You trust the number on your caller ID, but what if it's not really your bank or credit union? I'm Alexis Scott, your Bay Area neighborhood news reporter, speaking with one Corpus Christi woman who almost lost everything.
So everything sounded really legit from Raleigh Credit Union.
This woman, who asked not to be identified, says she's been receiving calls from what appeared to be Raleigh Credit Union, where she's a member. But then the caller, who claimed to be the credit union's fraud department, started asking her questions that made her suspicious.
They asked me if I had made two purchases. One of them was $1,200 from Amazon. The other one was $800 from Booking.com. I told them no, those weren't mine. It surprised me that all they needed was the last 8 digits of that card number.
The woman says she's lucky not to have fallen for the scam. A family friend recently lost $5,000 because of a similar phone call.
These scam artists are being very creative. They are very sneaky.
I reached out to Raleigh Credit Union to ask about the scam calls. A spokesperson tells me they're familiar with the issue, but haven't received calls from their members to report any incidents. They say fraudsters can spoof a phone number of a financial institution so it looks real on caller ID, and then they take a gamble with hopes you'll provide personal information over the phone. Other financial institutions like Coast Life Credit Union say they have certain protocols for members, like fraud prevention questionnaires.
The numbers can be spoofed where it looks like the call's coming from the credit union when in essence it's not. And so it's always best to call back a number that you're familiar with, not one that you're given.
Both Rally and Coast Life credit unions encourage their members to always remember these points. Legitimate organizations will never accept payments via prepaid or gift card. Never give remote access control of your device unless you are certain you are speaking with a team member. And never click a link in a text message. Go to the online banking link of the financial institution's official website.
Experts say if you ever get a call from someone claiming to be from your bank, immediately hang up and call the number on the back of your bank card. Also, never give out your social security number or online banking info over the phone. Near the Bay Area, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Alexis Scott, KRIS 6 News.
Hey there, good morning. Happy Monday. Getting a cloudy start for us across the coastal bend. Mostly cloudy conditions that will extend throughout just the early morning hours here for us in the area. Then we'll start to see a little bit more sunshine come in as we head towards midday and certainly by this afternoon. We'll see those wind speeds increase heading towards nearby 15 miles an hour by the afternoon, and also those warmer temperatures reaching towards around the lower 90s. So near average temperatures to start us off this week, with then expecting a bit of more heat in the mix coming in as we head towards the second half of our work week with that Saharan dust that's going to be moving in. Now, rain chances are going to be stray at best for us in forecast today. Similar picture ahead for us tomorrow and your Tuesday. Maybe with the help of the sea breeze, can see a little bit more shower activity potentially coming in stray at nature again during the afternoon hours today and ahead for us tomorrow as well. So by that point, we'll be looking at, again, a lot of moisture that will be hanging out in the area, but with the next plume of very thick Saharan dust that's going to make its way to the coastal bend by your Wednesday, extending throughout the rest of our work week. We'll see less moisture in the area, warmer temperatures reaching above average by maybe 2 to 3 degrees. So we'll see those temperatures reaching towards those mid to upper 90s. And again, more sunshine because of less, more drier air that's going to be in the forecast. It's going to last towards this upcoming weekend.
From KRIS 6, this is 20 minutes of non-stop news.
Thank you for joining us, folks, for our 20 minutes of non-stop news with the Hoffmans. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. We'll check in with meteorologist Julia Quady in just a bit. But first, here's your neighborhood check-in.
I'm Tony Jaramillo, your neighborhood news reporter in Flower Bluff, where a resident fears a new city drainage project will cause flooding worse than it already does. And I'll tell you what the city has to say about her claims. Mary Lou Roper has lived on Caribbean Drive for nearly 20 years. She says the city's draining project on Caribbean includes raising the road and installing large culverts. She fears that will open the floodgates. Roper says this all started when the city drained water from neighboring developments to 3 connected lakes, with her lake being the endpoint. In a statement, the city says their engineers determined the project will not cause additional flooding. Roper isn't convinced. Roper says she's offered to work with the city on drainage solutions to no avail. Mary Lou Roper says with hurricane season underway, she'll be monitoring this project when it's completed. In Flower Bluff, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tony Jaramillo, KRIS 6 News.
David Longoria was born and raised in Falfurrias. He comes from humble beginnings and worked multiple jobs at a time to support his family. Mr. Longoria worked as a police officer, business operator, and much more. His son, J.D. Longoria, tells me his father decided to dedicate his life to public service after his retirement. Aaron Trevino worked alongside Mr. Longoria in the city council. He says they were able to get the first canine for the police department and held fundraising events for the community. Mr. Longoria passed away on June 24 of 2025. His son says he was a man of deep faith, with love for his family and the community.
After serving 49 years in active ministry, Monsignor Roger Smith is saying goodbye to the pulpit.
Smith grew up in Corpus Christi, attending St. Patrick's Catholic School, and eventually returning to lead the same parish he once sat in as a child. He spent more than 2 decades at St. Patrick's, supporting families, visiting the sick, and guiding generations through faith. Last month, dozens of parishioners gathered to honor his dedication and service. While he may be retiring from active ministry, Monsignor Roger Smith says his heart and his work will remain with the community that raised him.
Good morning. Now taking it outside, looking at our view from our sky cam over top SPID. You can see some pretty decent traffic flow happening throughout both directions there, but nothing looking to be too hectic or a big slowdown happening throughout portions of SPID, thankfully. So you're looking at a pretty easy drive for your Monday morning, heading in either direction there on that roadway. Let's go and take a look at other traffic flow maps, see what you can expect on other portions of the Coastal Bend right now, heading out the door to get your Monday morning started. We see things are looking clear on SPID as well as our sky cam just a moment ago. All clear on Ocean Drive as well, and on Saratoga, heading in both directions there. Moving now towards over to Flower Bluff. All shades of green happening on Waldron Road and on Flower Bluff Drive, making for easy driving conditions and no traffic hiccups on any of those two roadways. Only a bit of a small slowdown that you're going to encounter when you get a little bit closer towards the gate at NAS Corpus Christi, but that's the norm each and every morning here during the work week. And then heading to the JFK Causeway, going to from the island, again looking at easy driving conditions to get your Monday morning started. That's it for your traffic report, but details to your forecast coming up.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
All right, folks, these are 6 things that you need to know before heading out the door.
The death toll continues to rise after catastrophic flooding struck central Texas last Friday. At last check, 82 people have died and dozens are still missing. Of that, 68 people have been found dead in Kerr County alone. 28 of them are children. Many of those children are believed to be young girls from Camp Mystic, and at least 41 people are still missing, including 10 girls and 1 counselor from Camp Mystic. The United States Coast Guard has come in with thermal and infrared technology trying to find signs of life. State and local operations also continue with search and rescue efforts.
Back here at home, Mi Casa Home Health Agency and Hospice will be organizing a supply drive at their office for affected families, of course. The donations can be dropped off today and tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. over at the Mi Casa office. The group will be heading out to assist families on Wednesday, July 9th. Mi Casa office is located at 701 North Texas Boulevard in Alice.
Neighbors traveling in Cal Allen can expect some road closures. Crews are temporarily closing lanes on Cal Allen Drive near Smith Drive to install a new water line. The work is expected to be completed by Thursday, July 10th. It is best if you use an alternate route to avoid delays, but if you have to go this way, be aware of posted work signs.
Well, the New Harbor Bridge northbound lanes will finally be opening up tomorrow, and preparations beginning this morning at 9 a.m. for up to 24 hours before the traffic switch. Make sure that you plan for a full closure of northbound State Highway 286. All traffic will be detoured to the Agnes and Laredo exit tomorrow morning. If you are heading northbound on 286 and from I-37 to Portland, you will be switched onto the New Harbor Bridge US 181 northbound lanes.
The city of Corpus Christi will be hosting their Litter Critter Free Cleanup event this weekend. It will take place Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Flower Bluff High School. Items that are accepted are brush, bulky items, household trash, tires and metal items, and items that you can't give are household hazardous waste and concrete. Commercial hauling is not allowed. For more information, visit cctexas.com.
United Way, the Coastal Bend, is offering free developmental screenings tomorrow over the Nueces County Public Health District located at 1702 Horn Road. The screenings are for children age up to 5 rather. They help identify any delays or disabilities. To book your appointment, you can always contact United Way's Success by 6 coordinator at 361-882-2529.
Hey there, good morning, happy Monday. Giving you the information that you need to know to get your morning started here. Things are going to be off towards a cloudy start to kick off our work week on this Monday morning. Things will start to clear up, allowing for more sunshine later on by the midday and certainly by this afternoon. Other than that, what else do you need to know for your forecast this week? Here's those 3 bullet points right now. We can expect a couple slight showers potentially in the forecast later on this afternoon and potentially ahead for us tomorrow. So again, slight rain chances early in our work week here. We'll also be expecting slightly above average temperatures to begin trending here in the Coastal Bend and over South Texas at large as we head towards the midweek, and then it's going to extend towards this upcoming weekend. And along that same time frame, we do have our next round of Saharan dust that's going to make its way to the Coastal Bend, giving us a really thick, large plume that's going to cause a bit of an issue with our air quality, as well as maybe even be kind of somewhat attributed or adding towards why we'll be seeing those warmer temperatures ahead for later on this week as well. Looking at our planner today, we'll see again starting off cloudy with some sunshine on the way coming in later on in the day. We'll see those temperatures reaching toward those lower 90s by this afternoon, looking at a high temperature of around 93 degrees here in Corpus Christi. But back towards those rain chances, they're slight at best, maybe a couple stray showers potentially coming into the area during the afternoon, a little bit after lunchtime. And again, going nearby towards 2 and 3 o'clock this afternoon before those rainfall chances begin to diminish as we head towards this evening. But again, these showers are going to be stray at best. Now looking at true any beneficial rainfall in the forecast for us today. Slightly better rain chances ahead for us tomorrow, not by much. Can maybe see some isolated showers coming in around that same time frame during the afternoon with the help of that sea breeze. Now what's also coming in that's contributing towards why we have slight rain chances towards the beginning of this week is a bit of a trough, so somewhat of an area of low pressure that's going to be sitting and moving its way here into the coastal Bend. But again, not looking at any significant rainfall from today or expected tomorrow on our Tuesday. Now things are going to dry out as we head towards the midweek again from that Saharan dust that's going to push its way into the coastal Bend as we look ahead towards your Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday evening. And that same plume is going to stick around across the area, just circulating all throughout the end of our work week, even to the beginning of your weekend. So it's again going to potentially contribute towards why we'll see those warmer temperatures coming into the forecast on the second half of our work week, reaching up nearby the mid to upper 90s potentially. Also we'll see a little bit of a lack of cloud cover. Again, drier air taking away our clouds that are going to start us off for the beginning of our work week for now. And again, we'll be trending with slightly above average temperatures as we look ahead towards the next 6 to 10 days. So again, not anything too drastic, maybe looking at those temperatures reaching maybe 2 to 3 degrees above average as we look ahead towards the next few days. But looking at your 7-day forecast, again, slight rain chances today and tomorrow, beginning with near average temperatures, then jumping to above average temperatures and more sunshine with our next round of Saharan dust.
Julia, thank you for that. So higher prices on everyday essentials has consumers really making smarter shopping decisions. Now, two major retail giants are actually competing for your business. Scripps News Group reporter John Matarese, he tells us the best deals that Amazon and Walmart will be offering you.
Amazon and Walmart are trying to top each other this week with their biggest online sales of the summer. So we found some great ways to shop smart at these two retail giants.
Moms Allison Crothers and Taylor Wheat were planning some early back-to-school shopping as they get ready for this week's big sales.
I think it's smart. Gives us more time to kind of look and find what we need.
Amazon's Prime Day will be its longest event ever, running 4 days rather than 2. To compete, Walmart's running a 6-day sale event.
Walmart deals will be going on from July 8th through July 13th.
Walmart's Matt Goins showed us some of the deals shoppers will find, from school supplies to lawnmowers to electronics like TVs, laptops, and headphones.
These brands are both under $10 right now. They're both on rollback.
You'll need to be a Prime member to take advantage of Amazon's sale, while the Walmart Deals event is open to all shoppers. But Walmart Plus members will have early access. This is also the first year Walmart will host the sale both in stores and online. Samantha Gordon, Deals editor with Consumer Reports, says shoppers can take advantage of that.
A lot of these sales tend to really focus more online, which is great because it's hot. You don't necessarily want to leave the house. But the big box stores, you can usually do buy online, pick up in store.
Since both retailers use various sellers, Gordon advises shoppers to pay attention who you're buying from.
The sellers can set their own prices, they can set their own shipping, they can also set their own return policies.
Ty Levitt is looking forward to checking out Prime Day and Walmart's deals all week.
Because you just never know. Today you might be here, it's one price, tomorrow they'll roll it back.
So review your wish list and take advantage of these summer sales so you don't waste your money. John Matarese, Scripps News Group.
A neighborhood candy shop is doing more than just serving sweets. They're helping students head back to school in style. Andrew Munoz, owner of Candy Andy, has been working for months to pull off a back-to-school giveaway on July 27th. He says every dollar spent in his shop goes directly towards buying school supplies, and his goal is to fill 300 backpacks for kids. The event will feature music, food, and free haircuts for students, thanks to a partnership with the newly opened House of Blends Barbershop. The business owner says they want to give kids confidence on the first day of school.
Just get them a fresh start, get a little fresh jump start so they can do the best that they can.
Kind of brings me up like every day to, come out and, be here at the shop and see the smiles on all these kids' faces.
And so far, Munoz says 2 vendors have donated, and he hopes this will inspire other small businesses to team up and give back.
Well, last week we told you about El Vago Burger and Barbecue also stepping up to help kids get ready for the upcoming school year. Now, the Westside Restaurant is partnering up with nonprofit leader Joaquin Into Inclusion. It's to host a school supply drive. It will take place on August 2nd. Families who pick up school supplies will also receive a free kids meal and small prize. And you might remember that we mentioned El Vago last month. They have been feeding neighborhood kids for free while they are on summer break. They feed up to 150 kids a day, too. If you want to donate to help El Vago with either the school supply drive or feeding kids, we have information on KRISTV.com.
Here's a look at what's trending now. The Field of Dreams in Iowa came alive yesterday. Baseball legends dressed in vintage uniforms rose from the cornfield, much to the delight of the crowd that gathered at the Dyersville ball field. The players entertained the crowd with some on-field drills, and some kids even got to join in on the fun on the field. The Field of Dreams has been around for decades, and it was created as part of the iconic movie by the same name that debuted in 1989.
Great movie. Well, hey, children's TV pioneer Shari Lewis is profiled in the movie Shari and Lamb Chop. The documentary looks at how the performer entertained and guided generations of children, myself included. It also shows how she persevered after her iconic show was canceled. Shari and Lamb Chop will be in select theaters July 18th.
The Running of the Bulls is happening today in Pamplona, Spain. It's an annual tradition as part of the San Fermin Festival, which runs from July 6th through the 14th. Millions of spectators from around the world are expected to participate. 6 bulls will charge through the city's cobblestone streets to the bull ring, and the Running of the Bulls will be followed by several days' worth of bullfights. It's a time to visit Spain now, right?
Yeah, I've always wanted to visit Pamplona for the Running of the Bulls too. Great little trending stories too. Because I don't know about you, Lamb Chop was my jam back when I was.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're looking at Julia though because we're wondering. Do you even know who Lamb Chop is?
I never.
Here's an earworm for you,
think I
folks.
ever heard
This
of it.
is the song that never ends.
No.
Those of you that know.
Okay, I don't even know that part.
We'll be hitting you later.
It's been too long.
No, what did I say? It was 89?
Yeah,
I wasn't even a thought to my parents yet.
I was one, but you always watch the reruns, you know? That's okay.
I wasn't even a thought to my parents.
I wasn't, I promise you. But the thought to me is our forecast, and things are going to be warm and muggy here in the coastal bend. Right now, looking at some clouds passing through, looking at our view from our Whataburger Field Skycam. Got some hints of that sunrise happening off beyond the horizon as well. Kind of gorgeous view too, if I might add. But right now, we'll be looking at a lot of clouds in our skies to start us off this morning, with eventually going to see that beginning to clear on out, allowing for more sunshine, partly cloudy, and then mostly sunny conditions heading towards the afternoon. Right now, waking up, temperature is going to be pretty muggy and warm, especially for areas that are along the coast, sitting towards those lower 80s. Other portions of the coastal bend a little bit more further inland, waking up to those temperatures nearby the mid to upper 70s. So again, a bit of a mixed bag in terms of how muggy conditions are depending on where you are here in the coastal bend. Right now, let's go ahead and take a look at our dog walking forecast, getting a view of our star for today. We got JoJo, maybe expecting a nice, leisurely, calm walk out there. I can tell JoJo that the forecast is going to contribute towards that, looking at things being fairly comfortable. Again, starting out cloudy and eventually some sunshine coming into the mix later on today. And we'll see our temperatures warm up, eventually reaching towards those upper 80s by 10 o'clock this morning and approaching our 90s as we get a little bit closer towards lunchtime. So we can expect our temperatures again to be near average for now to start us off our work week, but things will quickly warm up and dry out in terms of our forecast by the second half of our work week. But right now, waking up, or I should say later on by this afternoon, looking at those temperatures reaching nearby 93 degrees by this afternoon. Again, starting out cloudy, then having mostly sunny conditions by the afternoon. And we do have the potential to see a couple of light showers that could pass on through the area during the afternoon. Stray at best, nothing significant to expect from these slim rain chances, but maybe a little bit after lunchtime, maybe around 2, 3, or maybe 4 o'clock this afternoon, we'll potentially see a couple stray showers that maybe could spark up with the help of the sea breeze that will quicken up as we head towards the afternoon as well, seeing those winds clock nearby 15 miles an hour. Then after that, by this evening, rain chances will be at that point slim to none, nothing really to be significant at that point. Heat risk will also still be a part of our conversation, the forecast all throughout the work week. Right now, we still have that range of minor to moderate risk of heat danger in the forecast, as we'll still see across the coastal bend feel like temperatures reaching towards those triple digits. It's going to extend towards tomorrow on our Tuesday as well. Now, what's going to dry us out as we head towards the midweek is going to be that Saharan dust, that next round of it, and very thick plume that's going to arrive in our area by Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday evening. You can see it starting to reach us nearby the coastal bend here by Wednesday afternoon. That same plume is going to continue to circulate all across the area throughout the rest of our work week, even lingering a bit ahead for this weekend. So we can expect some widespread haze all across the area to kick us off each and every morning and every evening, beginning on Wednesday after it arrives. And along with that, we'll see drier conditions coming to the mix in the forecast. So that means we'll be looking at a bit slightly above average temperatures over the next few days here. So looking at 7-day forecast, starting us off with average temperatures, slight rain chances today and tomorrow. Then things will dry out significantly with the arrival of that Saharan dust. Look at more sunshine and hotter temperatures towards the mid to upper 90s.
No, that looks good, Julia. Well, thank you so much for all the information. And folks, thank you so much for joining us for this edition of Chris 6 Sunrise. We hope you guys have a great start to the work week. It's Monday.
Yeah, and hey, Michelle actually just posted this web story. It's a link to everywhere that you can donate to help out those affected by those Kerr County floods. We'll see you soon.